James Charles is currently receiving backlash from one of his latest videos, where he said that he wasn't fully gay because he's been attracted to trans men.
In science, in regards to like LGBTQ people, there's what's called the Kinsey scale. So the Kinsey scale is from like 0 to 6, 0 being like completely straight, and 6 being like completely gay.
Okay.
And I truly believe that the amount of people that are a flat out 0 or a flat out 6 is like very, very small. I think that most people are very close to the ends, but there's a huge percentage in the middle too. If I had to put myself on it, I would put myself at like a 5.5.
So you're not even full gay?
I mean, no, there have been girls in the past that I've like thought were really, really beautiful. There's also been like trans guys in the past too that I was like really, really into for a moment in time.
After receiving backlash, James Charles took to Twitter and responded by saying this. In an attempt to explain the very complex concept of sexuality and mine in my video today, I unintentionally implied that my trans brothers and sisters aren't valid. This is not what I was trying to say. You are valid in your identity. I apologize and should have chosen my words wiser. A fan had responded by saying, "You said that being attracted to trans men makes you less gay. This tweet does not cover what you said even slightly. You fully implied that trans men are not real men. You can spout your valid bullshit all you want, but that is not why people are mad at you." Another fan had responded, "I get it. As a gay guy, finding out you're into trans guys for the first time, thinking about his downstairs and being like, yeah, I want that too, can be kind of a shock. He's the guy and we have to re-examine what it means, and it takes time for all the language to be perfect." James Charles replied with a love heart. James then took to Twitter again and said, "I disappointed my own community. Let's talk about it. Head over to my Instagram story for answers." A fan had responded, "For the people who are confused on what James is talking about, in his video with Jeff, he explains he's into trans men, which makes him less gay, inferring that trans men weren't considered men and still women, and has got a lot of backlash. For more info, just look it up on YouTube." This was James's Instagram story.
Hi guys, James Charles here. I wanted to make an Instagram story today addressing something head on that I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about recently, and that is my second to last video, which is doing my crush's makeup. Now, in this story, I hope to address the issue and not run away from it, provide a little bit more context into what I was trying to say, so hopefully we can all learn together, but most importantly, issue a direct apology to my trans brothers and sisters that may have been affected and hurt by what I said. In my video with my friend, I was asked a question about guys that I've hooked up with in the past, and answer led us into a very long conversation about the fluidity of sexuality. Now, sexuality is obviously a very, very complex, vast, and complicated subject, and at times it can be very, very confusing for people as well. It's something that we as a community and myself personally are learning more and more about every single day, but it is simply a subject that should not be compressed or summarized into a 10-minute video clip. But I really wanted to answer my friend's question, who is outside of the LGBTQ+ community, and attempt to educate him on a subject that he was actually curious about. But through doing that, unfortunately, I misspoke and hurt a lot of people along the way, and that's what I would like to address. In the video, I'm a visual learner, and I wanted to try to give some context to sexual fluidity with the Kinsey scale, which, if you don't know, is a scale from 0 to 6, gay to straight, and the theory is that everyone lies somewhere on the scale. Now, of course, I can only speak for myself personally, and I put myself at a 5.5, saying that I have thought some women were beautiful in the past, and also because I have been with a trans man. Now, it doesn't even matter what I was trying to say here, because regardless of whatever my intentions were, that came across as me saying I was not fully gay because I have been with a trans man. And that is absolutely, first of all, not true. Like, that doesn't make me not fully gay. But that stereotype and implication is really, really dangerous, and I am very, very sorry. If you are a trans man, you are a man. If you are a trans girl, you are a woman. Like, that's literally just how it is. You are valid in your identity, and I know that me spewing that at the camera doesn't fix anything, but hopefully it does show that I did not do this with malicious intent. The whole point of my channel is to make people feel comfortable and make people okay with expressing themselves, and that includes feeling valid in your identity no matter what you are. And I can only imagine how awful it feels to be invalidated by people outside of the community, let alone me, somebody within the LGBTQ+ community that has a large platform, and I'm really, really embarrassed by it. I feel absolutely awful, and I just want my trans brothers and sisters to know that I am sorry. I love all of you so, so, so much. And this has been a really cool learning experience for me to be educated on this topic and to learn a whole lot more than what I did before. And I promise that I'll be choosing my words a whole lot wiser. What I was trying to talk about was genital preference. And this is a touchy subject, but genitals do play an important role in a lot of sexual relationships. Now, for me, I have been with one trans guy in the past, and he was very, very open with me about not having bottom surgery. And as a gay man, I do have a penis, and I have always been into that as well. But with this particular guy, he embodied everything that a man was. He was a man, and I was very, very into him, and whatever he had down below did not affect that. And at first, that was a little bit confusing to me, but I was open to the idea, and I really, really liked him. And that was what I was trying to get at by talking about the fluidity of sexuality, is that sometimes in life, you can find somebody that you really, really, truly do love, and love can sometimes trump on top other things such as appearance, weight, or genitals, or sexual identity. And that was the point of the overall conversation, but unfortunately I majorly missed the mark and it got derailed a lot. And that is why I'm making this video to apologize, to provide a little bit more further context, and hopefully be able to provide a little bit more information for anybody who may have thought the same thing that I did. This was an honest mistake, but it doesn't matter because the damage has already been done, and I hope to move forward and use my platform for only good in the future. I'm sorry again, and hopefully this answered a lot of questions that I was getting about the subject. Thank you for listening.
In James's final Instagram story, he said this: "I know a lot of people are always telling me to stop addressing drama, but I'm not talking about this to get out of scandal. I think this is an important learning opportunity for everyone, and I needed to face the members of my community that hurt. Thank you. Now, I saw the screenshot receipt of a recent article on Rich Lux's channel, and I snatched it like a snicker snack. Now, further on in this article about the James Charles drama, it provides an interesting point. By stating that he's not full gay because he's been attracted to trans men, Charles effectively said that he does not consider trans men to be actual men, which is not only completely wrong, but just plain offensive. Outstaff writer Rose Domu said it best when she wrote on Twitter that Charles's comment, "sister sucks." Charles has since apologised, saying that the implication that my trans brothers and sisters aren't valid is not what I was trying to say. He continues, "You're vain in your identity. I apologise, and I should have chosen my words wiser." Yes, he should have. Now, in other news, Trisha Paytas recently came clean for being a sellout and her alleged scamming past in one of her more recent videos. Now, the comments were really interesting, but first, here's an excerpt of what she was talking about.
It's not a scam. Like, if I charge $5,000 for a personalized video message from me and someone pays $5,000 because they're like, oh, that's worth it. That's not a scam. That's a, like, what? Like, it just drives me nuts. And, like, here's the thing. Originally, I was one of those people to be like, oh, like, sellout. I guess you could call me a sellout. I used to be like, oh, kind of a sellout if you do Cameo. But, like, here's the thing. Like, if people want that, if they want that service, why can't I provide that to them? Okay, I'm not saying, like, it's just, that I hate just stupid people who, like, just scamming her fans. What? That's not a scam.
The comments read, "Just because you can think of worse scams doesn't mean it's not a scam. No, a scam is when you lie about what you've given, when the outcome is not the discussion before. All these shakes and teas and everything you're promoting, ... scam, Trish. It doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much money it is. It's when the product is not what it was advertised, which you do a lot." Trish's logic of a scam is basically if you don't get what you paid/signed up for, you've been scammed. No, lol, not quite, sis. The scam we're talking about is you and hundreds of other influencers getting paid to sponsor a product that you don't actually use, doesn't actually work, and requires way more than drinking tea. What they're really selling is the Instagram influencer and their look. You buy this tea, you can look at me. That's the scam. I personally have purchased your Sun Your Style sunglasses that she has promoted. I purchased them on July 19th of 2018 and have never received them. Thankfully, I've checked my credit card statements and have never had them take out additional payments, but it's still disappointing and disheartening. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. That's all for this investigation. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. My social media will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in our next investigation.